Welcome back, friends, new and old. This is the month 11 update for my MIGA site. That is the Making the Internet Great Again site that I started in January of 2021. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Emilia, and this particular video series is actually available in a playlist that is in the description below. If you're not familiar with it, the key components here is that it is a fresh domain. The main strategy was to chase a low competition but passionate niche and focus primarily on low competition keywords. There are no backlinks here that I have actually gotten on purpose. And the goal was to do 500 posts in 12 months. Like I said, if you want to know more, go check out the playlist and then come back. So how'd we do? For reference and reminder, in October, the site saw 68,974 page views and earned $946. And I remember making the video last month being really excited because getting the site to $1,000 a month was one of my internal goals. Now, before I tell you how we did, I will remind you, and just if you're catching this in years in the future, that October of 2021 and November of 2021 were particularly volatile as far as changes in the SERPs because of Google algorithm updates. I expected this site to be seasonal. And so I did see some drops or some changes in my momentum in October, but it's really hard for me to know how much of it was seasonality versus being impacted by the algorithm updates. And that update is actually the reason why people will be disappointed this month, because those of you who threw in a guess for traffic and earnings for the month of November, almost everybody guessed over the top based upon the momentum of the site previously. No one guessed that the site would stagnate or even lose ground as it did in the month of November as compared to October. So I'm sorry, there is no winner for month 11. Come back and let's play again in December. But November, here are the stats. In November, the site had only 68,345 page views, which translated to 59,800 sessions, which is actually less than October, which was 60,117. So I was definitely bummed when I finally sat down and did the math on this to see, oh man, that's the first month that the site actually did less than it did the month before in the life of this site. But the shiny upside is the site did finally crack the $1,000 a month mark. In fact, it did more than crack it. Last month in October, it was $946. And this month it earned $1,284. Almost all of that was ad revenue, although there was a small portion that was earned through Amazon Associates, like $86. Now, one of the major changes that also happened in the month of November is that I did actually transition the site from Ezoic over to Mediavine. And so you can see from the screenshot that's hopefully on the screen right now, how much the site earned with Ezoic and then how much the site earned with Mediavine. Now, I didn't have a particular reason for moving from Ezoic to Mediavine, except for basically curiosity. I just wanted to see how the site would do on Mediavine versus how it was doing on Ezoic. Like, how would it perform? Like, would speed be different? I really take the position that it's important for those of us who work in this business have as broad of a foundation of knowledge as possible. So I looked at it as an opportunity to learn more about this particular ad network. I did have some concerns though about transitioning the site from one particular ad network to the next. Basically like smack dab in the middle of the best shopping revenue days of the year. But it turns out that my fears were almost entirely unwarranted because there was pretty much only one day where ads were down, and basically within 36 hours, the site was back up to at least where it was previously. Another thing that I did in the month of November is I did my no look November, and it was an effort during this month to just not look at analytics so much and then see how that played out in the end. Like, was I different? Did it change my business at all? And the answer is yes, it did. Overall, I felt more positive. I felt more energetic, and I also felt more interested in working on my websites when I was not checking analytics. During this time of volatility, you know, when people are in Facebook groups and on Discord, like messaging about, oh my God, my site is doing this and oh, mine is doing this, I did very little of that communicating because I didn't know for the most part. And I got to the end of the month, and of course I was delivered that disappointment that, oh, you know, the site had not grown on the same trajectory that it had the month before. But overall I don't have that buildup of like anxiety and maybe depression to like carry along with me. And I actually produced more on the site that in November than I had previously. In fact, in the month of November, I was able to put up 75 articles. So at the end of month 11, this site has a total of 480 articles on it. What was different about this month than other months? Well, I have tweaked a bit my keyword research strategy and the articles that I have chosen to post. Instead of just treasure hunting and looking for articles that had the lowest competition or no competition in the niche, I have started to target keywords and having articles written that help me create more of a not like a guide, but more of a comprehensive database and resource for the people who are in the niche. So in the end, instead of having a website that answers hundreds of questions, but there isn't necessarily something cohesive tying them together, I'm focusing more on creating this resource that covers all aspects of this topic, even though some of those keywords I may not rank for yet. So it may mean that my trajectory for growth, once I overcome whatever it is that's going on with the site as far as seasonality or the update, maybe it won't return to that state of growth. But my hope is that people who come to the site will have that information that they need, and maybe they will be more likely to stay there, and maybe, hopefully, it will play out in the earnings because people go from page to page and that they maybe watch more of the ads on the videos or just something to keep people there to make more of the traffic that has already come through to the site. So to some degree, I'm creating articles not based upon keywords, but based upon topics that I think the users will actually want or need. And in the back of my mind, I think a lot about, keyword tools and the value of keyword tools, and about some of the things that other creators in our space have talked about how there are many keywords that aren't showing up in the tools, or there are many keywords out there that may be searched for the first time. And I know that I won't be able to hit any of those keywords if I don't branch out and get away from at least a bit what the keyword tools are indicating are, the primary keywords. Because right now it feels like everybody in the niche is just circling around and cycling around the same keywords. And so I guess it's kind of an experiment, right? To go and look for topics that need to be written about because you are in the niche, like you're in it and you understand what's happening, and trusting that eventually people will need that article and that article will get traffic. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm at the point now where I'm okay with it. I'm willing to learn, willing to see where the site goes. And I'm really excited to come back and tell you in month 12, at the end of month 12, how my year-long project did. So for those of you who have been with me since the beginning, thank you. We are almost there, almost through this 12-month project, this process. Let's see how it goes.